We're live.
What up, peoples? It's Wednesday.
Lunchtime episode.
Lunchtime episode. That's what we're going to call this. It's actually not 5:30 in the morning, nor is it 7:30. We just thought we'd get more of you if we did it at lunchtime, because some of you don't wake up till lunchtime.
What is that called?
What?
Staycation mode.
Yeah, we're in staycation mode. And we are here.
Leg?
I don't know.
I always get leg. I mean, a wrist and a thigh.
I'm sorry. I'll go get you another piece.
All right, thank you.
Anyway, we are here at Jim's Crispy Chicken on Franklin. If you've never eaten here,
It's the spot, yo.
best
It's the
fish,
spot.
best chicken. We're not real Bush's fans, and everyone in the city of Waco gasps. But
We chill on the OGs.
Yeah.
Probably should talk about it because I don't know how long. I don't know if y'all can hear us or not.
Oh yeah. Sorry. And we don't know if you're able to hear us or not because we don't have any kind of.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Live on location. So
Let me see. Let me go to your comments in case you're trying to say hi to me and I don't even know. How's that? I'm going live too, right? Huh?
You should say, is that your subscriptions? I don't know how long. I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all can hear us or not.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Hey, you can hear us. Cool.
Hi, sister.
What's up, guys? Eating this OG chicken. We're gonna go ahead and eat because we already prayed, but you know.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean
just because you didn't get in on the prayer doesn't mean we didn't pray. Okay. So today we're coming to you at lunch because we wanted you to be awake for this one because this is a really
The
controversial.
real truth is that we slept in really super hard.
Yeah, that too. But hi, Auntie. So today we're going to be talking about faith or fear. Really, I think that's what I'm going to call it, or fear or wisdom is what I said.
Well, that's our topic, but it's called lunch.
Right.
It's called the live episode of lunch.
And
If you're watching this and driving around, come by.
yeah, we're
Stop
out
by.
here.
Franklin,
Hi, Miss Bree.
Jim's Chicken,
Once again,
and jalapenos.
yeah. And can you let me know if you can hear us, guys? Is everybody hearing us okay? Other than us coughing and choking on the jalapeno, because Pastor Cello is, we forgot one of our handy dandy microphone.
Technical pieces.
Yeah, one of our technical
So
pieces.
we're kind of experimenting.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to see if they can hear us because they just said hi, but I don't know that they can hear us.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
Wait. Okay. All right. Just making sure. So today we're talking about fear versus wisdom. So I thought this would be a very controversial podcast to talk about because somebody they didn't get upset, but I could tell the anxiousness in their voice about us not opening the church. Because if you don't follow us, or maybe you're new to the podcast, or you're not a member of Riverside, you may not know that we are not opening for services until June 7th, right? And because of that, we made a choice based on wisdom. And so I just wanted to talk about it because some people were like, well, you're operating out of fear. Or they could be saying that you're operating out of fear.
They might think that we're operating out of fear.
Yeah. There's an echo, but I think it's my phone.
Oh, they said it's an echo.
Yeah. But it's okay. Okay. Hi, Gil.
Echo.
Gil's on with us too. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, some people would say us not opening the church would be operating out of fear. And I wanted to talk about fear and faith from this aspect because there are some places of businesses that are opening, like my restaurant, my job. They called and they were like, hey, can you come back to work? And out of faith And out of wisdom, I have chosen to be on the second wave of workers coming in, not the first, because they're doing it in phases to, the 2-week trial period that everybody's on. And they are doing it in phases. And I happen to be on phase 1. And I told them, I said, listen, we have a 12-day-old baby in my house. And I just I don't think it's wise with the number of people that we get from all these places from everywhere, that it would be wise for me to go to a place where people are coming from Europe and Asia and China and everywhere. We get people from everywhere. And so I just don't think it would be safe. So that's using wisdom. And I think the way we looked at the churches, we were like, okay, we've got new babies, not just mine. We've got new babies. We've got, people, senior citizens. We've got people that might have had, sickness and disease before, health issues. Thank you. I don't know how to say all that. But saying all that to say that, we took all those things into consideration. And I can't say that we're defending ourselves, because we're not. Because other people, some people are saying...
I am.
Some people are saying...
defending myself.
Some people...
Oh, man. I'm defending myself.
Some people are saying that we're walking in fear. And some people, and some people that didn't open up, they're saying they're walking in fear too. But I think I likened it to like this. Last night I took a Bayer aspirin because it's a low dosage, and I don't normally take any kind of medicine. I'm more like homeopathic. And I took a Bayer because I always call it my Barbie leg. I know y'all are all laughing, but if you've ever played with a Barbie's legs, they never went up and down like our legs. They were just like blink, blink, and they snapped on and they snap off.
How do they do again?
Whatever. Anyway, I call it my Barbie leg. So sometimes if I lay on it too often, hi, Nessa's awake. I meant she's at work. Anyway, and so I took a Bayer because of that, and just saying, I take the Bayer for faith, not for faith, but to, what is it? How do I explain that?
I don't know, girl. That's your story. I don't know why you took that Bayer.
That's where,
except for that you want to sleep.
That's where my faith is. I will take a low dosage pill and be like, okay, now I'm going to lay down and I'm going to pray here, and I'm going to ask God to reveal to me what it is or what I need to do with this situation, if it's hurting me, or if, that type of thing.
Why are you staring at me for?
Because usually you chime in right now and you're
I'm
like,
eating some chicken, man.
Thanks for helping. The Barbie leg, yes. See the Barbie leg.
Well, I think
I had to put some fish in my mouth just so he'll talk.
Well, I think the issue with fear and faith, and looking at wisdom, I think sometimes we do things. Now I'm gonna really probably upset some folks, but I think sometimes we do things and we say it's by faith, but it's not really by faith. We do it out of fear of being judged or not being in faith. So we don't really have faith in what we're doing or what we're saying, but we just do it because that's what Christians are supposed to do. That's what people of faith are supposed to do. And we do it out of fear, or we do it out of panic, or we do it out of rush instead of doing it out of faith. Because faith, you have to use natural things. You have to use natural things in order to walk in faith. Paul says, that, or actually James, in James it says that, faith without works is dead, but you can't have faith without natural things. You have to do natural things to be able to walk out your faith, to be able to move and do things in faith. And so, to me, if you're taking medication for whatever reason, whatever dosage, then that's part of where your faith is at.
Right, where your faith is at.
And then if you're at that place where you don't have to take medication or you're having to do some things, it's kind of like wearing a mask. I haven't put on a mask,
but I do
at all. Like I'm rebellious.
Well, that's
but
true.
So I don't put a mask on because I'm trying to save face or whatever. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't feel like I need to put a mask on, but at the same time, at the exact same time that I'm not putting a mask on, I have to take a stinking pill every day for my blood pressure. So, and the reason I take a pill for my blood pressure is I'm too lazy to exercise.
Oh.
So, do with that what you want. I don't know where that hits you, but that's where I'm at. I'm eating fried chicken instead of walking.
Instead of salads.
No, I had 2 salads in the last 2 days. I had 1 salad a day.
Okay, good.
So,
good.
Woo, 2 salads.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because, some of the churches are opening up and some of the businesses are opening up. Some of the schools are opening up. But then there's places that you would think would be open but are not open, And so, are they walking in fear or are they walking in wisdom and in faith and saying, okay, I know that a lot of, elderly people or people with health issues or people might have babies in their homes. Maybe I need to stay safe for them. And I'm not saying that the world doesn't need to open, because it does. And it does need to do a gradual thing. But at the same time, I don't think we need to be judgmental towards whoever it is that is not choosing not to open. Kind of like the movie theaters. The movie theaters are open up and at 25%. And a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not going to go, And then some people are like, shoot, I'm going. I was waiting for this movie to come out. Type thing.
Yeah, I think...
Hi, Miss Rifki.
I think really that walking by faith and doing things in faith means that you have to confront fear.
Okay.
Right? So you're going to do some things when you have fear on you, but it's faith that takes you or allows you to step out just a little bit more than you did before. And I think the biggest challenge for a lot of us is trying to navigate where we cross from fear into faith.
Right.
Or where we back off from fear and back off of faith and go into fear. To me, that's the biggest issue or the biggest challenge, is because when you look at where we're at in this whole situation, some churches, for us in businesses, they're not opening because of fear, and then some are doing it out of faith. But where your faith is not where somebody else's faith may be.
Right.
And that's, from my position as a pastor, that's how I looked at our congregation, is that everybody's at different levels of faith, and everybody's at different levels of fear. And so I tried to do the best with our team to look at what's going to be the best for us overall. And so when we made that decision, it was not, we had the freedom to open with restrictions and guidelines, or we could just remain closed and continue online. So for me, I felt like it was better orchestrated and put together if we accounted for everybody that was
right.
attending the church, the ones that are new to faith and following Christ, to the ones that have been following for years. Because I've known people that have been following God for years that still operate they still operate in fear more than they do faith. And just because you've been in church for a long time doesn't mean that you have that faith level. That's my 2 cents.
I liked your 2 cents. That was pretty good. I don't know. I just think that I think for me, I felt like we needed to talk about it and we needed to address it, just because I think I was talking myself into not being in fear. I am in walking in wisdom and not in fear. That's why I'm wearing the mask. I know we have grandkids in our house, and we have, things that I have to be safe with, not just things because I just want to do it. And so for me, it is wisdom. It's not fear. And now I will say this, me taking the Bayer for my leg, that's just where my faith is. It's an 80 milligram Bayer, so it's not an 800 milligram ibuprofen like my kids take, and 500 milligram Tylenol like my kids take. But I would just say that my faith is, I always tell everybody, I'm like Alice in Wonderland, I can take an aspirin and take a lick and I'm out for 3 days, but I know my body and I'm like, okay, I need the pain to go away so I can focus. I need the symptom to go away so I can focus and pray. And that's where my faith is. So
if I take pills, it's not for faith. I'm just trying to get rid of the pain. Like, I don't want to hurt. I had pulled some muscles in my back about a year ago. I couldn't even move. And I was speaking the word and praying and listening to confessions, and I was doing everything, and man, it just felt like it got worse and worse, and I was literally laid up in bed for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Literally a full 2 days. I didn't even get out of bed, and I got so frustrated with the pain that I suffered through the pain, continue to pray, continue to speak the word, driving around doing my my daily priestly duties. And it just got to the point where I couldn't even get out of my truck. So I remember leaving Walmart. I couldn't get out of the truck, or it's hard getting back into the truck, I should say. And it's worse because what made it worse was that I was in pain. Somebody needed a jump. Their car needed a jump because their battery was dead. I'm hurting, and so I give them a jump. I'm hurting the whole time, and I give them a jump. And then after I got back in the truck, I was hurting so bad, I didn't call for a doctor's appointment. I didn't say, hey, do you guys, I literally just drove straight to the doctor's office and had to wait like 45 minutes just for them to try to squeeze me in. And when I got in, saw the doctor, I didn't ask for them to pray with me. I didn't say, could you lay hands on me? I was like, could you give me some drugs for this back pain because it's hurting so bad? So we're at different levels with different areas. And when I took that medicine, I was, thank you, Jesus, for the medicine. I'm taking the medicine. But at that point, I can honestly say that I know that it was the dope and painkillers that brought the pain and took the pain away. It wasn't necessarily my faith.
Right.
And so I think that's a lot of times that we as believers, we're afraid to admit where we're at.
Yeah.
We don't want to show that we have doubt or weakness or lacking in faith in our healing. And so we don't really admit where we're at. And so then we find ourselves in a situation where we're in the hospital suffering or having issues, that health issues or whatever it looks like. And all we got to do is just take a pain pill, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's funny that you say that because, it just makes me think of that. G.I. Joe. I say this all the time. G.I. Joe said this, knowing is half the battle. And if you know where you are, and the same as in alcoholism, if you're an alcoholic, the first step is to admit that you're an alcoholic. The first step to admit as a drug addict is you're a drug addict. If you can say those words with your mouth and say it out, and again, here go the faith people. Oh no, you don't need to be speaking that. You don't need to be saying that. Okay, but I'm sorry. The reality is that if you can admit you have a problem, then you can work on the problem. It's what my husband says all the time. If you'll admit that the mountain is there, how can you speak to a mountain that you never can say is there? You have to admit that it's there first and then start speaking at it. All right, debt, get out of my way,
The problem isn't debt. The problem is credit cards.
Oh, that too. All right. Snip, snip,
The problem ain't debt. The problem is overspending.
Swipe or no swipey.
The problem is overspending.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I think a lot of the times that, we're afraid to admit where we are. And I love that you say that, So where are you in this pandemic? Are you walking in faith? Are you walking in fear? Are you walking in wisdom? Are you walking in all three? It's okay to walk in all three. Yeah. It's okay to wear the mask and, let people think let me just tell you, I've been sewing masks for like months now. And
it's been a month. Not months, month.
No, we've been on this for 2 months.
Almost.
March 17th was the day I stopped working.
March. April,
St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, almost 2 months.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
All right.
Eat my jalapeno.
Eat your jalapeno. Anyway, and I'm just saying all that to say that I've been sewing masks, and it took me a month before I would wear one, and I didn't even wear it until...
I'm sorry. Woo, that was hot.
A little burn for you. Anyway, I was wearing the mask. I didn't even wear the mask until a month later because Ash was getting ready to have the baby, and I was like, I need to think about my grandkids, and so I started wearing the mask. But it just took me a while to do it, and I don't go to the stores out of fear. I just don't go to the stores because
Ain't got no money.
ain't been stimulated enough.
Ain't been stimulated. Ain't got my stimulus checks. I ain't gone to the stores yet.
No, but that's not even. Stop. I'm done with you. No, that's not why. That is not why. Listen, by default, I was an introvert anyway. And so when there's large crowds of people, I'm just kind of like, and then I get over that hump, that initial hump. And so Walmart, first of all, I'm just not a Walmart shopper, period. I go to Walmart because out of necessity. I would prefer Target, but Target didn't even close their door. They closed one door and they were like, all right, everybody come in. And it was like wall-to-wall people. And I was just like, okay, you're too close. What's it called? You're in my personal space. So, it even had nothing to do with the corona. It was just personal space. So, I don't know. I'm just admitting where I am at and just saying that.
I'm at the end of this chicken is where I'm at.
Okay, well, you done picked at it too much. Golly. Carnivorous over here. I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of controversial today, and I felt like we needed to do it when everybody's had time to think and everybody's awake and everybody's like, what? What am I waking up to? So, I don't know.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, lunchtime. I don't know if that helped everybody or if that made you think about where you're at right now in this pandemic. But I will say this. Just, don't be embarrassed about where you are.
Amen.
Thank you.
Don't
good. Be embarrassed about where you are. And, I love that phrase that, he says all the time, oh, ye of little faith. Yeah, you just need a little bit of faith. I'm not saying that you can't take the aspirin when you need to. You can't take the medicine when you need to. I'm just homeopathic like that. I'd prefer a hippie method of fixing or healing my body and Jesus healing my body together with the herbs he made or with the I don't know what they're called, vitamins he made. And gave people wisdom. No, that doesn't mean cannabis, people. Jeez, I'm not that kind of hippie. I'm just homeopathic. There's two different things there. All right, don't get it twisted.
Start crossing paths.
Yeah,
a bit.
No, not me. All right, but I just wanted you to think about where you are, and again, don't be afraid where you are, and know where you are, and state where you are. That way, it just makes life easier. Yeah.
If you know where you're at, it's easier to grow in your faith. It's easier to grow past fear and doubt.
Yeah.
But if you don't even know where you're at, it's very difficult to grow in your faith because you tend to do things that everybody else is doing
just because
they're doing it.
Don't cut the ends of the ham hocks off just because it don't fit in the pan.
And that's dangerous to live. It's dangerous to try to live by faith based off of somebody else's faith and experience.
Yes.
You have to identify where you're at.
Yeah.
And part of understanding that is admitting and knowing where you're at in your faith. Like, I got faith for this. Like my kids, my girls,
them girls got great
they call it finding faith. Like they'll trust God to find something.
If you're missing something, call Maddie and Mish or send them a text and say, hey, pray with me and agree with me. I'll find it. Boom. In less than I'm not gonna put a time on it, but it is quick. It is quick.
So knowing where you're at, but they're like, I don't have $15,000 faith. I don't have $5,000 faith. You might just have faith for $100, for $50. Wherever your faith is, that's where you're at. You may just have enough faith to get over a fever or a headache, but not enough faith to get over a Barbie leg. Right? So like,
you know what?
So
we'll talk about my Barbie leg.
So you have to start
get that corn out of my face.
Get the corn out of my face. So it's really just important to start where you're at because you can grow from where you're at. But if you don't really understand where you're at in your faith or where you're at in your fear and doubt, then it's very difficult to grow from there.
Yeah.
And so you're always trying to do something or be at a place that you're really not at. And so that's my 2 cents.
All right. So let me give this last example. He was talking and it made me think about it. His dad used to
Why you gotta bring my dad in this long?
Just because.
I thought we weren't talking about families today.
That had nothing to do with it. I didn't even say that. When did that even happen?
I don't know. You said my dad. What
No.
about your mama? No.
Just saying that your dad, if you said, if, like the babies, like the babies would try to stick, that means close the lid, baby. That means close the lid.
Means we done.
Close the lid. We done. Anyway, his dad, if the babies would try to stick their hands inside of a fan or a fire or whatever, he would walk them over to the fan and be like, ugh, and try to show them, or he would take a stick or something and put it in there to try to show them. You're not going to know what it feels like, until you really have done it. Like you're burning your hand. You don't know what burning a body part feels like until you've done it. Then I promise you won't do it again. You'll be like, no. Like me, I burnt my hand in the fire the other day and burnt like 3 fingers together, and it was really bad, but thankfully it's healing. See, it's healing. Anyway, just saying all that to say that you don't know until you've been through it or until you've been there, and that's why they tell you don't know. You've not been in my shoes.
Our faith grows by what we hear, by what we see, and by what we experience.
Yes.
So based off of what you hear, what you see, and what you experience is how you grow your faith and how you defeat fear.
Yeah. I love that. How you grow your faith and how you defeat fear. Right there. How you grow your faith. And
Little nugget.
And you give nuggets all the time. Thanks, chicken nugget. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody. Don't think you're walking in, don't think you're walking in fear. Don't judge yourself. Don't be mad at yourself if you're wearing a mask, if you feel awkward when you get down at the stores, or if you've said, hey, I'm opting out not to go back to work right now. I would prefer to wait until we fully open, until we fully know, because you're never going to fully know, if all this stuff is gone. And I heard somebody say the other day, well, yeah, they said we're going to get it really bad in November. I'm like, who said?
Who's they?
Who's they? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, y'all have a good lunch.
Enjoyed our chicken. Where are we?
We are
Crispy
at
Chicken.
Jim's Crispy Chicken,
on Franklin.
23rd
Check
and
it out.
Franklin.
We're going to hit all these lunch spots, man. Now that the COVID is letting us eat.
You mean go out?
Go out to eat.
And not eat locked up in our cars or at our houses. All right, enjoy your week. Stay safe, and we love you.
We'll holler at you guys.